Hello family, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angela. Here on this channel, I create beauty, fashion, and lifestyle content, in particular for the woman over 40. Now this video is not a fashion video, nor is it a lifestyle video, but it's definitely a life video. So I'm just a chit chat of kind of what's going on with me here lately, and also I want to hear from you guys. If you are in Florida or Georgia or South Carolina, North Carolina, I really hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying dry. I hope your family's safe. I hope there's not been any issues. I'm praying for you all because this storm is going through and it's creating a lot of destruction. So we want to just say a special prayer for you guys and hope things are going well. Secondly, just want to bit of encouragement. I know there's a lot going on, particularly in the United States right about now. There's just one negative headline after another. And I understand like this can be depressing to a lot of people, especially if you already have a lot going on, having to consistently hear all this negativity on television, on the radio, and you can't open anything. You cannot watch anything. You can't listen to anything without hearing about P. Diddy right about now. I mean, first it was all about the politics. It was politics 24/7, 365, politics. Now it is Diddy. And it's just so much negativity. And so I want to encourage you today to maybe, if you're feeling overwhelmed, like I've been feeling some anxiety here lately, I have to be honest. I've been feeling some anxiety here lately and been feeling not completely overwhelmed, but just feel like it's just a lot going on. I need a breather. And so I've decided maybe for a few days to step back off of all the social media. And it's difficult for me because, as you can see, this is my job. But my goal is to step back from hearing all of that information. I can still do my research when it comes to what I am going to be creating, the content and stuff. But just for entertainment purposes and informative purposes, I think I'm just going to pull away. I did start stepping back from the politics a little bit because it was becoming too much and overwhelming. So I'm just gonna pull back for a few days to give myself a rest, give myself a day to relax and take care of myself. It's all about self-care and my mental health and taking care of myself. If you're going through something similar, that is my recommendation for you as well. Think about what makes you happy, what brings you joy, what activities can you do, and it can be something simple. It does not have to cost money at all. Or if you got it, hey, go shopping. That's just what I do when I got it. But it didn't have to cost anything. Like yesterday, I was outside. My husband put a hammock on the back porch, and I went outside and I just swang in the hammock for a little bit. And it was just so nice and relaxing. It was beautiful outside. And then after that, yesterday evening, I had dinner with one of my close friends, which we did happy hour, but it turned out to be, we were at the table kiki and kaka and talking, and next thing you know, it's 3 hours later. And that was really, really nice. It kind of got me away from everything and just, I didn't have to think about what I'm gonna do, what's going on. I was able to just pour into her, she was able to pour into me, and we were just able to just enjoy ourselves and kick our shoes off and take our hats off and just kind of relax. So if you're going through something and if you're having a lot of anxiety, just go ahead and take care of yourself. On another note, my lip. So I don't know if you all have been noticing that my makeup looks a little bit different here lately. I started using some different makeup products, and when I tell you, I am loving this. And this has been a challenge for me. If you're dark skinned like me, you know it's a challenge finding foundation that matches. Even though numerous companies, numerous brands have started making foundation for multiple shades of brown, I still had a hard time finding one that matches my skin exactly. And one of the reasons is my winter shade brown is different from my summer shade brown. So I'm several shades, minimum of 3, probably somewhere between 3 and 5 shades darker in the summer than I am in the winter. So I have to have 2 foundations. So I've been using the House Labs foundation by Lady Gaga, of all people, of all brands. And I feel like it fits my skin color perfectly. I've been using the Cool, even though I have a yellow undertone. I think the yellow undertone foundations work better for me in the winter time when I'm not as deeply melanated as I am in the summer. In the summertime, because my skin gets a lot darker, I still have a yellow undertone, but the cool shades work better. I have no clue why. I have no clue why. But I also have been using just a thin layer of foundation. My application process has been different. And I realized that although I like the color on my eyes, at this age, I can't be playing with a lot of color on my eyes. It just doesn't look natural. And I want to look as natural, but I want to look like I have on a little bit of makeup too. So I've been changing up my makeup a little bit. I'll leave a link to the products, or I'll show you some of the products that I've been using. One of my go-to is Juvia's Place. And I've realized I have a lot of makeup, a lot. And I've had it for quite some time. I know they say only keep your eyeshadow palettes for such and such long. If you think I'm gonna spend $50 to $75 for eyeshadow palette, and because you think, manufacturer, that I should throw it away after 2 years so that I could just buy another palette when there is nothing wrong with it, not gonna happen. So I still have all my eyeshadow palettes, and I still have several different kinds of foundation. I will throw that away, especially if I'm not using it. But I've been going to Juvia's Place because everything is so heavily pigmented, which is really nice. And you can see it on my skin, and it doesn't take as much. And so I love her products, so I've been using it on a regular. The eyeshadow palettes vary. I have several that I use, but I've been using a lot of earth tones and very natural colorings. I've also transitioned to using as many liquid products as I can. That way the powdery products are not working as well on my skin because I have very dry skin. Although I use moisturizer under my makeup, and sometimes I use my skincare under my makeup, it's still very drying if I use a bunch of powder products. So I've been finding myself using liquid eyeshadows, and I definitely use a liquid blush, even a liquid eyeliner and liquid lipstick, if that's a thing. It's just not the solid stick. But this lipstick today, this combo today, I am really love it. Now, if you've been watching for any time, you know that I love myself a blue red. I'm a blue red girl. I think it looks better on deeply melanated skin. But this lip combo has more of an ombre look. Ombre. So I have a dark chocolate eyeliner on the outside of my lip, and I don't use any particular brand. I just go whatever I find at the drugstore that I think is dark enough. And then I did my favorite blue red from Sephora on the outside of my lip, and I used a Denona. I have to look at it. Hold on one second. Because I brought it out. Natasha Denona. I use a Natasha Denona lipstick. Look how thin that is. It's really thin. A Natasha Denona lipstick on the inside of my lip, and it's more of an orange red. So it's giving that orange to deep ombre look, and I love it. I think it's so pretty. It brings your eye, draws your eye to the center of the lip. So that is my lip today, and I have just some natural eyeshadows, and then I'm a sucker for the inner corner highlight that I've been using for quite some time, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out of the one that I use because it's no longer available. So that is my makeup today. I use a lot of setting spray so that it doesn't smear off or it stays on for quite some time. I love the all-nighter setting spray. So that is my favorite. So I'll leave a list of the products that I have on my face today that I've been using and that I've been loving. My shine is from Shadia's body oil that I use on my skin. I used to use it on my hair, but since I colored my hair, or I bleached and then colored my hair, this platinum color, I don't want any oils or anything that has any color at all. And her body oils are all natural, so most of them they have a yellow hue. And I haven't tried to put it on my hair, but I'm afraid that because it's white, that it may color my hair yellow, so I don't use it on my hair anymore. But I definitely use it on my skin. It's very, very nourishing, and she uses organic body oil, so I love that. One of the things I wanted to talk about today is being in the right place at the right time and making sure that I stay on track with God's purpose for my life. So when I talk about staying on track for God's purpose for my life, all of that is me trying to do what I'm supposed to do and keep the faith and keep going, even on days where I feel like things are not moving fast enough, or I feel like roadblocks are coming up. You still have to keep the faith and not look at the roadblocks as these are roadblocks or these are but they're just stumbling blocks. It's not a no, it's not a failure. If you try something, you deviate from what God's purpose in your life is, you deviate and then things just go south. And you may feel like a failure, but you're not a failure. You have to look at that as a lesson. What lesson is this situation supposed to teach me? This is not a failure. It's an opportunity for growth, for introspection. It's an opportunity to learn. And maybe it's an opportunity for God to tell you to get back on the path that I designed for you. This is a path that I want you to be on. I'm gonna allow you to deviate because He allows us to move and shift in ways that we want to move and shift, even if it's not aligned with His purpose for our life. But He also, if you're under His covering, He will eventually guide you back. He may allow you to get into situations that are not beneficial for you, but you also still have to keep the faith and then sit in it and say to yourself, what lesson again is this here for? What am I here for? What lesson is this going to teach me? And also, God may give you an opportunity to hit rock bottom. Sometimes that is the hard lesson that some of us who are hard-headed, I have been called hard-headed on more than one occasion. Some of us are hard-headed, and sometimes God has shown us the way or shown me the way and may not listen. There have been times when I've known what I was supposed to do, but did not do it, when I knew that was the wrong thing to do. Fortunately for me, I've never been in a predicament where I have hit rock bottom, but I'm sure there are lots of thousands and thousands of people who have. But that too is an opportunity to pick yourself up. I can't go any lower than this. Okay, no matter what I try, I might as well go ahead and try now because I can't get any lower than this. Anything other than this is going to be success. So it gives you an opportunity to re-energize yourself, to reevaluate your situation, to grasp at things that you know have worked in the past, to put you back on the road to what God designed you to do. And once you get on the road that God has designed for you, when you're walking in your purpose, you have to be very, very thoughtful, and you have to listen and look for affirmations that you're on your path. If you look and you listen, He will tell you, He will give you little bitty nuggets. You'll find yourself in a situation and you'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. When you're saying to yourself, I cannot believe this, you know you're on your path. For certain, for sure, I was gonna say for sure, for certain you're on your path. You're on the road to what you were created to do and what you're created to be. And so I'm going to use myself for instance. So, and sometimes he'll let you know you're in the right place. You are in the right place. So I'll use myself for example. So I know for a fact that my purpose in life is to help women. I was put here to help women in any shape or form, but I was put here to help and uplift, just to be there for women. So recently, if you've been watching, you know that I was in North Carolina. And I didn't tell anyone that I told my mom I was coming because Ben and I were going to stay at her house and there was some stuff that we needed to take care of. So the only people that knew that I was going home was Ben and I, because we went and I had to tell Shadia and Gabe because they had to water my plants and my flowers. But that's it. We didn't tell anyone else. Oh, and Ben did call his mother because we wanted to go see her. So he told her we were coming, so we'd be coming to see her as well. So we got there and all I could think about was, we're gonna get home. We getting off the plane. I'm hungry. I'm going straight to Bojangles. Okay, straight to Bojangles so I can get me a country ham biscuit. And I wanted a country ham biscuit because that is one of my favorite menu items at the Bojangles. Now they built the Bojangles here, not too far from where I live, like 15 minutes away. Two things: they don't have bone-in chicken and they don't have country ham on the breakfast menu. Why did you even put the building there, sir? Why did you bring that here if you weren't going to at least have the country ham biscuit? I was so disappointed when I found that out. So I was just like, oh my God, we're going to Bojangles. As soon as we get off the plane, we're going to get this rental car. We're going to go to Bojangles. I'm going to get me a country ham biscuit and some bowl rounds. I'm going to get me a cherry drink or a fruit punch drink or some sweet tea. I'm going to sit down and I am going to enjoy myself. So we're sitting there eating, Ben and I inside the restaurant, and my phone rings, and it is someone that I love dearly. And she was with someone else that we both love dearly. And she started to explain to say, we're gonna call her Lisa. I'm sitting here with Lisa and some situations have occurred and she's going through. Where are you? And I said, I'm at Bojangles in Greensboro. And she said, shut up. No, you're not. Just got off the plane. Just got off the plane. She said, I'm here with her. We need to meet for lunch. Of course, I'm here. That's me. That's how I roll. We meet. Yes, of course. I'll take care of some things. We can definitely meet for lunch. So I was in the right place at the right time. What are the chances that I was needed? That I was really, really needed at that moment, and God allowed me to be there so I could be there at that moment. I'm on my right path. That wasn't just a whisper, you're doing it where you're supposed to be. That was a dedicated, without a shadow of a doubt, affirmation that I am in the place I am supposed to be with the people that I'm supposed to be here with. And another situation happened while we were at home. While I was at lunch with them, Ben was helping my niece move out, and that was a whole situation that I did not need to be in. I did not need to be there. And so the fact that I had to be here meant I couldn't be there. I couldn't be in two places at once. And it was a good thing that I had to be here because I didn't need to be a part of that situation. That was another affirmation. You are exactly where I want you to be at this moment, at this time. And so because I have tried my best to, you know what Oprah used to say, when God whispers to you, he'll throw you a little pebble at first, and then you don't feel the pebble, then he'll throw a rock, and then he'll throw a brick. Because I have learned to listen when he throws the pebble, because I don't want the brick. I haven't had the brick. I don't want the brick thrown in my way anymore. I do not want the brick thrown. So I'm listening. I am in tunes. I am one. I have a relationship with him so that I hear his voice. And I listen now, because there have been so many times when he has whispered and I heard him. Thank God I have the relationship that I hear him. I heard him and I did not listen, and I suffered for it every time. I sure did, and I could blame no one but myself. I heard you. Thank you for, Lord, thank you. Thank you for telling me, and I'm sorry that I didn't listen. Hard-headed, did not listen. So that was that situation. Another situation that let me know that I am on my path, I am on the road for my purpose, is you all know that I'm on my image consultant journey. And I was faithful. I had my friend Tracy is the one. I'll see if I can pop up a picture of Tracy, who invited me to the pop-up where I met Shay and I met Brandy. Brandy is a person that invited me this past summer to go to Ireland, where we ended up going to Ireland and Amsterdam. That was just mind-boggling. Would you like to go to Ireland? What? What? So yeah, I met them both at the same event. So and I met Shay there. And she was like, "Hi, how are you?" And we introduced ourselves, and I just got these really positive vibes from her. I had no clue what she did for a living until we started talking, and then we were like, oh, we should do lunch. So we set up a lunch date, and then unfortunately her mother passed shortly thereafter, so we didn't do that. So several months later, When I found out her mother passed, I reached out, and then so I gave her some time, and then several months later, I reached out again and said, "Would you like to have lunch?" And so that's when we did lunch, and we kicked it off immediately. We just hit it off immediately, and so she was on that path. She was on that road, so that let me, on that road, my image consultant journey. So that let me know she was another affirmation that I am where I'm supposed to be. I was at the party, I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to be there to meet Brandy, because who's gonna ask me, who else was gonna say, would you like to go to Ireland, and we can go to Amsterdam, and we can go to Paris? Girl. So I was meant to be there, so that afforded me the opportunity to do those things, to travel with her. It also put me in a position to meet Shay, who was also going to help me on my image consultant journey. Like, this just is God's affirmation again and again and again and again. This is where you're supposed to be. And it just consistently happens to me, and it's really, really been consistently happening to me this year. And He has consistently put women on that road along the way. I feel like a marathon runner. Like I'm running, and every half a mile or mile or so, there's a person there with a cup of water that I can drink from, that's gonna help me on my journey. Okay, I got some more substance, so now I can go a little bit further. And another mile down the road, there's somebody else. There's Ronnie on the road handing me water. And I get down the road again, there's Shay, and then there's Brandy. It's just again and again, and then there's you guys, and then there's the ladies that are in the Zoom call. If you have not been a part of our monthly Zoom call, it is a very intimate setting. It is a come as you are. FYI, next month's Zoom call is a moo-moo Zoom call, because this is not a fashion space. That is not. It is a Saturday morning. It's 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. Come as you are. And I want everyone to be comfortable. And I want them to feel like I don't have to put on for the monthly Zoom call. So I decided, let's do a moo-moo themed Zoom calls. Everybody show up with them. And I had to tell Rhonda, do not come up with the sequin moo-moo on. It's gonna be, I'm going to Amazon. I probably think I got an Amazon moo-moo in there. So everybody's gonna show up with their cute little moo-moos I'm so excited about that, for the monthly Zoom call for October. But if you have not been there, it is a treat. It is a treat. I digress. So just going back to, God lets you know that you are walking in your purpose. He allows you to deviate from that. But if you're under His covering, He will guide you back to that. And He always puts you in places to let you know this is where you're supposed to be. Last example of that, very last, and then I'll let you all go and have your amazing Sunday. So if you don't know, my husband is a helicopter pilot. I keep looking like this to make sure the camera don't cut off. My husband is a helicopter pilot, and last week, he had to go fly a new helicopter an hour and a half away. And so I was gonna take him to work, because he was gonna fly the helicopter over. He was gonna do some training for some guys to teach him how to fly that particular helicopter. Pilots that already fly, but they just weren't familiar with that particular one. He was gonna do the training, and then he would drive back. The 3-hour drive, hour and a half flight, but 3-hour drive back. And so I was gonna drop him off, so he didn't leave his car an hour away. So I go to drop him off, and before I leave home, I'm like, let me put me something on cute. I need to be looking cute. So I threw on my one and go, my jumpsuit, my denim jumpsuit, and I wanted some fun little shoes. So I threw on my, what are those? My Vans with all the different colors. They're so cute. And I said, let me grab my computer, because I always like to have my computer in my bag and a notebook with pen and pencil. So I'm gonna grab all of that, put it in a little bag in the car. So we get there, and he was like, come in and meet my boss. So I go in to meet his boss. He introduces us, and his boss says to me, oh, so nice to meet you. So you're just gonna drop him off? You're not gonna ride with him? Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? He said, you're not going to ride with him. I said, oh, I can ride with him? Oh yeah, I'm going. I wanted to say, what? Say less. I don't know who you think you're talking. I didn't say that. It was his boss, so I tried to be professional. But I was jumping up and down, doing cartwheels on the inside. Now I had my computer, I had my notepad, I had my purse. What else did I did? I had my phone and I had my man. So needless to say, it was a very long day. I was open to the opportunity. God put me in the right place at the right time to allow me to experience this again. I think this is probably the third time I've gotten to ride with him. Not the longest flight, but I was just mind blown. And when I tell you I was up in that helicopter calling everybody. Now you can't hear me because the headphones on. And I had my little earphone inside the headphone so I could hear the people, but it's very loud if you don't have the headphones on. And because you're so high, you're up there with the towers, with the phone tower. It makes all the sense in the world. I called my mama, she was at work. I did, 2 of my aunties answered the phone. Ronnie answered the phone. Called my son-in-law, he answered the phone. I think about 6 people answered the phone. And I was like, look. And then so we got there, and then he had to do some training, had to do some other stuff. We were there probably 3 hours later than we thought we were gonna be, and got home that night. But what are the chances that somebody's gonna offer a free helicopter ride? That is just mind blowing. What are the chances that I'm going to go to Saudi Arabia? What are the chances that not only am I gonna go to Saudi Arabia, I'm gonna go to a women's celebration? And this man who knows my friend, she introduces me to him, and next thing you know, he's my man. So God has shown me again and again and again and again, and I'm sure he has shown you again and again and again and again. If you are walking in your purpose, if you're walking in his purpose for your life. And he will also let you know if you're not. But you have to listen and be able to be aware and be accepting of the information and deviate back to where you think he wants you to be. And then once you get on the road to where he wants you to be, he will let you know. He will let you know. I think that's all I have to say. Encouraging. So I'm going to show you the footage of my helicopter ride. I'm going to do a voiceover for it. It's not long, but you'll get to see just a little bit of what I got to experience. At the very end of it, Ben was walking off the helicopter and I slowed it down so you could see his little cute walk. I was like, oh, that's right. Okay, I will see you guys next week. Have a most amazing day after you see the rest of this footage. Bye-bye.